Welcome to Living in the Magic. I'm your host, Rebecca. This is a space for soul-led healing, awakening, conscious living, and remembering who you came here to be so you can move through life with intention, intuition, and the quiet power of your inner magic. Belief systems. What are belief systems? Imagine you have a recording of something. You know how you listen to a song over and over and over again, and then you wake up in the morning and you just automatically start singing the song to yourself, or you get a song stuck in your head, and those lyrics replay over and over and over, and you find yourself humming the tune and you're singing the song absent-mindedly. That's a really good example of what a belief system is and how it permeates and plays in our minds. Belief systems are our subconscious, the words that we tell ourselves over and over and over again, our subconscious at play constantly and consistently. As we grow up, from the time we're born, we're exposed to so many types of people with many different opinions, views on life. That's at home, that's at school, that's at a friend's house, that's at camp, on our sports team, anywhere where we are with people or situations that affect us. Things going wrong, things not going wrong, nicknames that we're given, things flowing well, circumstances we find ourselves in. All of that shapes what we think, how we believe, what we believe about the world around us, what we believe about ourselves, and what we believe about ourselves as we flow through life. For example, think of one person who had a really positive impact on your life. In what way did they positively impact your life? What were the words that they used that positively impacted your life? Maybe you remember one coach who always drilled into you that they believed in you and would always say, "You can do it, buddy. You can do it." Or you had a teacher who never gave up, saw you struggling with math and never gave up, no matter what, always was there for you with patience and kindness and believed that you could do it. Or maybe as a child you were given a nickname that wasn't so nice, right? Or you were consistently labeled or called something that wasn't so nice, whether that be slow or difficult or stubborn. And you began to believe those things about yourself. That's the song that plays on repeat in your head today about yourself, about what you believe about yourself. And then there's the circumstances that we may find ourselves in. We may find ourselves in a very affluent community. And so we are brought up to believe that affluence is normal. We may grow up living below the poverty line and we look around and we see and we believe that money is really hard to make, right? We all grow up with beliefs around money, whether it's hard to make or it's easy to make, or money corrupts, or money makes life easier. We may be taught to be jealous of those who have money or resentful of those who have money. We all grow up with all sorts of belief systems embedded within us. If we have parents who really love each other, we may believe that marriage and relationships are beautiful. If we have parents that have a really hard marriage or get divorced, we may grow up not believing in love, not believing in marriage, or believing that it's really hard to do, really hard to have. All of everything that we're exposed to creates what we believe about life and our existence and everything around us. And then we carry those belief systems with us our entire lives. And whether we realize it or not, our belief systems are affecting us on a continuous and consistent basis. Sometimes the things that we believe about ourselves affect us in areas of our life that we're not even aware of. When we embark on a spiritual journey and we want to grow, and even more specifically, when we want to manifest things in our lives, when we want to create in our lives, when we want to shift certain realities that exist in our lives, when we want to shift things that feel unmovable and unchangeable, when we want to shift relationships, when we want to be more positive, view situations from a more positive light, one of the first places we want to start is with our belief systems, because our belief systems are subconscious at play, and they are what we set ourselves up with to push against the things that are difficult for us. Our belief systems are the quote unquote invisible strings that keep us back from moving forward into positivity and moving forward in our lives. The belief systems are hard to locate, and sometimes the belief systems are rooted in a space that's not even related to the challenge we're facing. However, the underlying belief or challenge is the same. So I'm going to give you an example. A child is in math class and they have a really hard time in math class. They really, really struggle with math as a child. And they see themselves in a lower group than everyone else around them. They see themselves working really hard and not getting as far as everyone else. And they develop the belief that no matter how hard they work, they won't be successful. They develop the belief that they're slower than everyone else, that no matter how hard they work, they won't be successful. Fast forward 25 years, the child is in their mid-30s and they're really working hard at their job, but they just can't seem to push forward. They just can't seem to get that promotion that they really want because they're consistently telling themselves, no matter how hard I work, I'm not as good as everyone else. I'm slower. I can't do it. They're consistently looking around, comparing themselves to everyone else and believing all the time that they just can't do it. They will never be as good as everyone else, and they're comparing themselves. That mindset, quote unquote, invisible mindset, holds them back because it's the person that believes that they can do it. The person that believes that they're working hard and they're going to work hard and they're going to make it happen, that makes it happen. Our mindset, it holds so much power over our lives. Because if we believe that spiritually we can create whatever we want, we can create it with our mind, with our intention, with our consciousness, then we have to first look at our belief systems. Here's another example. A daughter watches her mother work really hard for the family as a stay-at-home mom. The stay-at-home mother does not give herself any space to do anything for herself. This is very common, especially in previous generation. I'm sure it still exists today for many moms. 30 years ago, many mothers made their entire lives their families. And so they modeled for their daughters. A good mom makes everything about their family and doesn't do anything for themselves. The daughter watches her mom, feeling and believing she really has this amazing, perfect mother, and this perfect mother who takes care of her and her siblings and her dad from A to Z all the time and makes everything about the family is the perfect mom. And this daughter grows up and she finds herself a mother and she finds herself longing for her career, or she finds herself really feeling like she needs to take care of her body. She's struggling as a mom. She feels like she's losing herself. She wants to make time to go out with friends. She wants to make time to get her nails done. She wants to make time to build herself a career. But every time she does, she feels this guilt. She feels this nagging inside, and she doesn't know where it's coming from. And when she gets to the root of it, she understands, oh, wait, I developed this belief system that a good mom puts her whole family first and does only that. Not just puts her whole family first, she only takes care of her family. And so by spending time taking care of my kids, spending time taking care of myself, that means I'm not a good mom. Her limiting belief may or may not hold her back, even if she still takes care of herself. She goes to the gym or she still works on building a career and she still spends time with her friends. Because she has the limiting belief that a good mom solely devotes herself to taking care of the family, she can't do any of these things without some guilt attached to it. And she may or may not realize where that guilt is coming from. Anger. A person can feel angry and triggered by someone because of a limiting belief. Let's give an example. A child grows up believing that they need to respect their parents because they're adults. And no matter what their parent says, they need to respect it, even if it feels wrong to the child, even if the child feels unheard or unseen, even if the child doesn't have space to just, express themselves. I'm not even talking about being disrespectful. I'm talking about, expressing themselves. The parent says, no, if your opinion is different than mine, you're not allowed to have it. My opinion is right. So the child grows up believing that everyone else's opinions are correct except for theirs. And they feel intense anger. And so they grow up and they become an adult. And they're sitting in a meeting trying to get their opinion across. And coworkers, they don't agree with the now grown-up's opinion. And this grown-up is sitting at the meeting and cannot handle not being given the space to not just be heard, but not be agreed with. This adult can't handle it. Why? Because there still exists within this grown-up this limiting limiting belief that what they have to say doesn't matter and everyone else's opinions are more important. And this inner child, as a child, believes I'll become a grown-up and then my opinions will be important and my opinions will be heard and listened to. And then they can't understand why, sitting at a table with coworkers, it's normal that everyone won't agree with them, right? That's normal. But they get so deeply triggered because still that limiting belief of my opinion doesn't matter, it's my way or the highway, exists within them, and it makes them so angry. So what is that now grown-up job? To switch, to heal that limiting belief that even if people don't agree with me and don't listen to me, it doesn't mean that my opinion isn't important. It doesn't mean that I'm not heard. I don't need to take it personally. Limiting beliefs cause us to take so much of what happens around us personally. Limiting beliefs are the silent stronghold over each one of us, and they keep us small, they keep us scared, they keep us angry. Chances are when an emotion comes up, underneath that emotion is a limiting belief. When anger, fear, anxiety, stress, sadness, a big source of that can be a limiting belief, can be the story that we tell ourselves over and over again, or that's playing in our subconscious that we do or do not realize. So what do we do with limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are beliefs that have been ingrained in us. And the only way to shift a limiting belief is to reroute our thoughts and our mind and the words that we tell ourselves by creating a new loop and a new cycle, creating a new pattern, creating a new belief system inside of ourselves. Some of these beliefs require really, really deep healing. Some of them are like intricate webs. You find a limiting belief, but there's more and there's more and there's more. And that requires a deeper healing to work on. One way where we start is we start to notice and recognize what is our limiting belief. What is it that we tell ourselves on repeat and loop over and over and over again? How do we get there? How do we find it? By stopping and noticing when we're getting triggered. We're getting triggered. We're feeling angry. We're feeling sad. We're feeling disrespected. How come? And it's important and it's helpful to write it down and to start to keep some paper trail for yourself. So write it in a journal, write it in your phone, in your notes section, wherever it is that you can go back to it, because those limiting beliefs that exist in our life are repetitive. They're going to come up in all sorts of ways in our lives, with our kids, with our partner, at work. And when they feel like they're coming to a head, like, something is happening that's really, really intense, and there's like a repetitive feeling that you're feeling over and over and over again, it's because it's time to heal. It's time to heal it. Whenever something comes up really strongly, it means that it's time to heal it. So what do we do with it? We sit down, we notice that emotion that's coming up over and over again. And if we keep a paper trail of what's coming up and what happened when it comes up and how we felt and what it made us feel about ourselves or what it made us feel about the world around us, the world is an unsafe place. I'm just going to backtrack and add that one in, okay? Because we can have limiting beliefs about people around us or about the world around us. If we grow up with parents who are very, very overprotective and fearful, we can easily grow up with those same fears, right? The world is an unsafe place, or my body isn't strong and can't heal. I have to be worried about it all the time. We want to start to notice those patterns. We want to start to notice those limiting beliefs. And we do that by paying attention to when we get triggered and what it is that we start to tell ourselves or believe, what we're annoyed about, what we're angry about. We write it down. And when we can figure out our limiting belief, I'm not safe, I'm stupid, I'm not loved, I'm unlovable, I can't make money, life will always be difficult, people are always sad, depression runs in my family, I am depressed, I'm never accepted, I can't make friends. We repeat those things over and over and over to ourselves, right? Once we notice we're able to figure out our limiting belief, then we sit with our hand on our heart and we ask ourselves, what do we need to tell ourselves over and over and over again? What is it that we need to hear to rewrite this belief in our bodies? I am safe. I am loved. I am powerful. I am strong. Money flows to me easily. Everything works out for me. God is protecting me. I have hope. I am kind. I am thoughtful. I trust myself. What limiting belief is the one that needs to surface for you today to help you rewrite? What life-affirming belief needs to surface for you today to help you rewrite the limiting beliefs that exist within you? And once you have it, you write it down. You write it on a piece of paper and you go and you reread that life-affirming positive belief to yourself for 32 days, because it takes 32 days to integrate a new belief into your body and into your mind, into your subconscious. And if at the end of 32 days, that limiting belief was so deep, you're still not there, then you read it for another 32 days. You read the life-affirming belief, not the limiting belief. The limiting belief, we're getting rid of, we're releasing it, we're shifting it. Now, sometimes, again, limiting beliefs come from a very deep place. And so I recommend you working with me or another healing practitioner that can help you to get to the bottom of it and uproot it so that you can be free from your limiting beliefs and you can live a life that is no longer limiting, but instead life affirming and positive and strong and beautiful and wonderful, because you deserve it. You deserve to live in happiness and positivity and with the songs playing in your head that are strong and beautiful and powerful. And on the last note, be careful of the songs you listen to, because they also become part of your subconscious brain. Whatever you listen to, whatever you hear over and over and over again gets wired into your brain and is there to stay. Thank you for joining me here on Living in the Magic. May you carry what you've received into your day, into your heart, and into your life, walking forward with more clarity, connection, and trust in the magic that is within you.